Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain.
Tom Sawyer was a young boy who lived with his aunt Polly and his brother in St. Petersburg. He was a good child, but he always got himself to trouble. One day he stole jam and got into a fight, so Aunt Polly punished him. He had to paint the fence.
But Tom had a great idea. He told the other boys that nobody can paint the fence unless they pay him something. In the end, he had marbles and other toys too.
It was Monday morning when he didn't want to go to school, so he lied to her aunt. He said his tooth hurt, so Aunt Polly pulled it out. Tom was very proud of it because he called Spit and whistled out the gap. On his way to school, he met his friend Huck. Huck had a dead cat in a bag. They agreed that they will bury the cat in the graveyard at midnight.
Tom was late for school and he had to sit next to Becky, who was his secret love. After school, Tom and Becky met behind the school and the boy asked Becky to be her future wife, but Becky ran away.
At night, the boys went to the graveyard to bury the dead cat, but they weren't alone. There were 3 other men, Indian Joe, Muff Potter, and the doctor. Indian Joe killed the doctor with Muff Potter's knife.
Next day, Tom and his friends decided to run away, so they met at midnight and went to an island raft. After a few days, the boy started to feel homesick, so they decided to go home. Meanwhile, in the village, everyone thought the boys were dead. The people in church were very sad, but suddenly the 3 boys arrived. Everyone was very happy.
The school break started. Huck and Tom visited Muff Potter in the prison. The next morning, everyone was at the trial. When Tom told the truth, Indian Joe jumped out of the window.
A few days later, Muff Potter was set free, but Indian Joe was nowhere. The boys decided to go to a haunted house to find treasure. There were 2 men in the house. One of them was Indian Joe in disguise. The 2 men were talking about stolen money. When they wanted to hide the money, they found a box under the floor which was full of treasure, and they wanted to hide it too. Indian Joe hid the treasure under a cross. Tom and his friend decided to find out where the cross was.
On Saturday, the people in the village had a picnic and decided to explore the nearby cave. Becky and Tom walked deeper in the cave and they didn't find a way out. After a few hours, Tom was wandering in the cave when he suddenly bumped into Indian Joe. He ran to Becky and told her to be quiet. The children spent 3 days in the cave, but luckily Tom found the way out. They told the people in the village what happened. So the people went back to the cave and found Indian Joe, but he was dead.
After a few days, Tom and Huck went back and found the treasure under the cross. They put the money in 2 bags and went back to the village. They went to Widow Douglas' house. She had no children, so she adopted Huck.
Huck and Tom stayed best friends and they lived happily ever after.
Huck and Tom.
De ezt közösen mondjuk! Szerintem kezdjük újra ezt is.
Szerintem is.
Szia, viszlát! Ez a vége túl halk volt. One of them was Indian Joe in Discuss.
Tamás, te.
Igen.
Te jössz.
Lezárás!
Szerintem megyek újra.
Becky tud... Akkor most leállítjuk?
Igen.
Folytassam?
Sikerült! Very sad, but... Tamás nő.
Tamás hiányos anyagban büntetésbe vagy. Jó, és le kell állítani.